Hi, welcome to automationtesting.in. In this video, we are going to see Fillo Excel API and we are seeing exclusively the select query. And the topics which we are going to see is introduction to Fillo API, download Fillo jar, understanding the select query, and we'll see different types of examples. Okay, and Fillo is an Excel API for Java. Using this, you can query .xls and .xlsx files. It supports below queries: select and select with where condition, select with like operator, insert, update, and then delete. Before that, we'll go to the official site of Fillo and we'll see what exactly is there. See, this is the codite.com/Fillo. This is the official site where you can find a download now option. From here you can download the latest version of Fillo API jar, and you can find some documentation here, but it is not elaborative. Something is missing here, so we cover all those things in the video, but this is the official site and the current version is Fillo 1.15. okay, you just download the jar file from here and just add to your project in the Eclipse. Okay, you can find the Maven dependency also if you are using Maven project. Okay, this is the official site and it supports XLS and XLSX files. And here the XLS file means your Excel file acts as a database, and each sheet in the XLS file acts as a table. You have to remember and understand this concept. Okay, now we'll switch to Eclipse and we'll see one example for select query, how you will query the data from the Excel sheet. Okay, now if you go to sample Excel sheet, this is my Excel sheet, this is test data, means this test data is my database, and you have some sheets. That is sheet 1, user data, credentials. These are tables in the database. Okay, you assume these are equal to the tables in the database. Now we are going to deal with this user data. Here I have first name, last name, email, and four columns, and I have some rows. Okay, we'll query the data from this Excel sheet, from this user data sheet. Okay, now we'll switch to Eclipse. I have a sample class called select demo, and this is a normal public static void main, means normal Java project, and you have to use some of the classes which provided with the Fillo. One of the main classes Fillo equal to new Fillo, and I'll just add the import the Fillo class. Then you have one more called connection class. This is from the Fillo. Connection is equal to Fillo dot get connection, and you have to pass the where your Excel sheet is in your machine, means the location of the Excel sheet. My Excel sheet is in this location. Okay, it will throw Fillo exception. You just throw the Fillo exception and then you have to start writing the query. And I assume that you know the basic queries in the normal database: select query, update query, insert query. The same structure you will use here to query the data from the Excel sheet like database. I'll write a sample query. String query is equal to select star from user data. Okay, how you do from the table. Here the table is user data. Okay, now you have one more class called record set. It will hold the Excel sheet data. RS is equal to connection dot execute this query. Which query? String query. Once it is executed the query, it will get the data from the Excel sheet and it will place in the record set. Okay, this is small s, and then you just import the record set. Now this record set will hold the entire data from the user data sheet. Okay, once you have this one, you have to loop through all those things and you print the data. Then you'll come to know whether it is fetched the data or not. Okay, you can write while loop the rs dot, you have some of the methods. Next means rs dot next means if it has the data in the next record set, means here each row called as record. This is first record, second record, third record, fourth record, and you have to understand one more thing is the first row will be treated as the columns. So it will not treat the first row as actual test data. It treats as a columns. Okay, if you fetch the data, it will start from this row. So if you have the record set will have entire data into this. Rs dot next means if it is having the next row, then it will fetch the data. Okay, now I will print the data system dot out dot println. How you will print the data? It will have the record set dot get field, means which field data you want to fetch. The first name, last name, email, phone, which column you have to print. I'll say first name. Okay, once you're done with what exactly you want, you have to close the connection and record set. It's the best practice. Connection dot close. Okay, now we'll give a try, like we'll run the program and we'll see what exactly it is printing. You see it is printing all the first name column data. I have first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then first one. See, first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Okay, this way you can print the data. Now if I want to print all the data, okay, now I want to print all the data. How you will print? You just get the fields of all the values. What I will do, I'll mark something like this, and rs dot get field of this one. Which one you want, you can do. The same way I'll do for all the things. Okay. Now I have 4. Last name, then email, then I'll print phone also. Okay, save and execute the query. Now you see all the data from the Excel sheet, exactly what you have here, till from here to here it will get you. Okay, if you go to the console, you will find all the data. This is the way you can select, using select query, you will fetch the data. Okay, just 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of code, then you start printing the data. Okay, there. Previously you can achieve this same thing with the Apache Pi, and I have shown you all these things. You can visit that playlist and you can get that information also. But if you have to use this Apache Pi, you have to write so much of data, means code. But here you will have to use only 4 lines of code to fetch the data. Okay, whichever you want you can use. Apart from this, you can do so much using this select query. Now we will see all those things. Here what we have seen: print total Excel data. Now what we'll see, how many rows are there in your Excel sheet. Okay, total rows in Excel sheet. How you will get this one? Okay, what I'll do, system.out.println, I'll say total rows in Excel sheet. Okay, now rs dot, you see, get count is a method in the record set. It will print how many rows are there in the Excel sheet. If you just run this one, you see total rows in Excel sheet is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As we discussed, it will not treat the first row while fetching the data. This is assumed as column names. Okay, that is the reason it printed only 7. Now what I'll do, we have seen total rows, but we have some more methods in the record set. I want to move to the last row, get last row data. Okay, get last row data. What I'll do, S5 system, sorry, before that what I'll do, rs dot move last. Okay, now the record set cursor or pointer is moved to move last, means last record. If you print the same thing, here now and will execute, you see it prints the last record. You can find, if you print all the data, it is the last record, right? The same record here. Okay, now the next thing what we are going to see is, if you want to print previous record, get previous row data, rs dot move previous. Okay, move previous. If I do the same thing, what should happen? It should print this record, first 6, last 6 and 6 gmail.com. The reason is, if it is there now in the last row, the previous record. Now we'll see what will see. It prints the previous one of last one. The same way, what you can do, you have one more, like get first row data. Okay, rs dot move first, means now it will print the first row data, first one, last one, something like that. Now we'll give it a try. Okay, this one, see, first one, it is printing first one. Now we'll see next one, get next row data, rs dot move next, and then you print the same thing. It should print first 2, last 2, something like this. I'll run as Java application. Go here, you see first 2, last 2, gmail.com and that one. Okay, this way you can play around with record set, move last, move previous, move first, move next, something like that. Okay, And apart from that, what you can do, I want to get the column name. I want to get the column names. Get column name. Before that, I'll say we'll get the total columns. How many are there? Total columns. In the total columns, what I'll do, int total calls is equal to rs dot, you have get field names. Okay, it will give you the list. Get fields dot size. Okay, if it is a list, you can get the size. What I'll do, I'll print total columns. Total columns. Okay, the total columns is total calls. Now I will execute this one and we'll see. You see, total columns are 4. As we discussed, the first name, last name, email and phone. Total 4 columns. Okay. The same, I want to get the particular column name. Get the column name. How you'll get the column name? What's this say? String first call name is equal to rs dot get field names. This is an array, so you get the using index. In the 0th index, what will happen? In the first column will be in the 0th index. Now I'll print system.out.println and the first column name and then print the first call name. Okay, if we execute the same thing, it should print the first name. You see, this is the first name. If you want the second, then first name is the 0 index, first index, second index and third index. Using this index, which one you want, you can get. Okay, this way you can play around with rs dot record set dot something like that. How many methods are there? Okay, the same thing is not there here. It's not discussed all these things in detail. They just told like how you can use select. That's it. Okay, so apart from that, I want to discuss one more, is one of the important things. The reason is record set will give the data in the form of what you say list. No, in the record set, but sometimes I want to store all the data in the list. How you'll store the data in the list? For that, I'll take one list. Okay, list of string. Okay, when you work with Selenium, if you want to get the data from the list and provide to the data provider when you work with the test ng, so how you get the data from the record set to the list? Okay, is equal to new array list. Okay, now this is the list I have initialized. While you looping through here, you just add the data to list. Data dot add, how rs dot get field of what you say, I want to add all the phone numbers into this list. Okay, now I want to print the read data from this list. Okay, how you will do this one? System dot out dot println and first phone number from the list. Okay, you have the data in the data dot get of 0. Okay, now if I execute this one, you see this first phone number is 111111 something like that. Exactly the same thing. See, the first row in the list and the phone number is this one. and if you know how to play with list, then you can use the same data to fetch from the list. Okay, just I am showing the sample how you can store the record set data into the list and how you can retrieve the data from the same thing, the list. This is a sample example. Okay, this way you can play around with record set using select query. Means how you fetch the data from the database using select query. The same way you can use the same kind of query to read the data from the Excel sheet. It is very handy. You just add the only single jar file and you can easily query the data from the Excel sheet if you know how you query the data from the any one of the databases. Okay. That's all in this video. Thank you for watching this video. Please like us on Facebook page and don't forget to subscribe to YouTube channel for further updates, and please share the videos.